Hi everyone and welcome to this week's video. In this week's video there's lots and lots of wiring. So the dash is coming out, the wiring loom is coming out, and we're getting ready for the left-hand drive conversion. And as you'll see, a lot of uncharted territory here for me. Never done one of these before, so a lot of figuring out, a lot of head scratching, and yeah, look, it's a process. It's all good, and we're looking forward to it. Okay, this week's video is in association with Cannonball Ireland. We're 2 weeks out from Cannonball Ireland's main event, which is on the 15th, 16th and 17th. Over 200 supercars. It's in aid of the Jack and Jill Foundation, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So Malahide Castle, it starts off on Friday the 15th of September. And going around Ireland. If you go to cannonball.ie, you'll see the route there, and check out any of their socials, which I will leave in the description. Okay, on with the video. Right, I'm taking the dash out, and I just started to take the steering wheel off, and I was out, you know what, I need to be videoing this at the same time. So just pop the steering wheel off, taking the plastics out, and we're going to start getting that dash out, get the center console out, and just get the remainder of that carpet out. And I'll probably pull all the plastics and just really gut the interior of it now, I think, and just get ourselves ready for see what's ahead of us with this right-hand drive conversion. Dash top out, and I've just started to unbutton the wiring loom from the sound deadening, and because we need to get all of this stuff out. So I just said I'd give you a quick update to show you where we're at today. You see all the ducting there for the blower and stuff like that, and wiring loom. So literally, I think we'll just take everything, get everything out, and get it all labelled up, and get that sound deadening off, get the carpet out, and we will see exactly what we're dealing with then as regards, you know, what adjustments need to be made for the wiring loom. With the dash out now, I'm going to take out this piece of the bulkhead here, which unbolts. So we're going to take out this section. There's a few screws around here, a couple of bolts in the corner, get the battery out. Basically what I want to do, my voice is gone as well, is I want to just start stripping out everything and having a look at this wiring loom and seeing how much of it we actually need to change over. Obviously with the changeover, there's going to have to be, I would imagine, there's going to have to be sections put in and lengthened and all the rest of it. So ideally, I would imagine the right way of doing this would be to have a right-hand drive Sierra next to the left-hand drive one, and you could, you know, get everything you needed from that, but we don't have the luxury of that at the moment. But what I am going to do before I do go ripping the wiring loom out, because we are getting a bulkhead from another car, is I'm just going to take off what I can unbolt for the time being, take off all the plastics and all that, and yeah, just expose it and just see what it is. Bearing in mind, this is uncharted territory. I've never done one of these before, so it's yeah, just trial and error. But look, so what could possibly go wrong? Now that looks slightly different than the last time we looked at it. So that's the panel out, and I took the blower out and wiper linkage and wiper panel and wipers and all that. And I kind of kept going really because I just wanted to see, really, is this car that clean in behind everything? And it actually is. It's such a shame to disturb all of this, but look, the order is it must be right-hand drive, so we will be following the order. That's the only bit of, that's not even, you couldn't even really call that rust, like discoloration more than anything else. But yeah, that's it. In behind, actually, there was some dirt in behind there, and I just cleaned it with a cloth just to see, you know, was there going to be anything under it. More curiosity than anything else, and no, it's perfect. So what a shell. What a shell and what a shame. For those of you that have been following the build, you'll have probably remembered or seen that when the car came, there was no carpet on this side. And I was always wondering, why did they cut half the carpet out of it? So on inspection, it was evident after he left it outside for 1 or 2 nights and it had rained that there was some water gathering on the floor. So I was like, oh, fuck, where's that coming from? And I thought it might have been around the windscreen or something like that. But it actually, once I've all this cleared out of the way now, I said I'd pour some water here and see where it was coming. And this hole here, which is a bolt hole for the battery retaining clamp. The battery retaining clamp wasn't in it, but I would imagine that it wasn't meant to go through the bulkhead, but you can see the screwdriver sticking down there, and that's where the water was coming in. So either somebody had over tightened it or what, I don't know, but see a bit of a focus there. So yeah, it was just dripping down there and coming on the floor, but thankfully, you know, it hasn't caused any rot or anything like that, which is fine. And that section anyway is going to be coming out, so it doesn't really matter. It would be a case of, if we were leaving it left-hand drive, finding that grand and then just literally welding over it and covering it up. So that's good. At least we know now where the water is coming in and it wasn't around the windscreen. Progress report. So I have the wiring loom out of the car. So the engine wiring loom is out of the car, which is, we'll say, this one here. So you've got your, it's pretty basic, you've got your injectors and, you know, a few different sensors and stuff like that. Going back to the ECU, and then the ABS wiring loom is there as well. Now, inside the car, I definitely won't be doing another one of these left-hand drive to right-hand drive conversions because it's painful. Now, the ideal thing here would be if you were reshelling a right-hand drive car with a left-hand drive shell. At least you would have a car side by side and you would just take the entire wiring loom from start to back, take that out and then just, you know, put it in with the bulkhead if you were changing it from right-hand drive to left-hand drive. So the fuse box is obviously going to be going over there, so all the wiring loom for the lights, everything associated with everything up front here now has to be pulled through, taken with the fuse box, and it'll be rerouted back once we come through that way. So just literally taking every plug off, marking it with what it is, so that when we feed it back through, we know where it's going to go. It's just slow, that's all, you know, and just trying to figure out, are you doing the right thing? Should you be cutting this? Should you not be cutting this? What you should be doing? And you know, there's so all that mess over there now should be over here, and whatever we've got here, then we've got to, you know, figure out. But anything that that I know I have to cut or extend or whatever, I've been writing it all down, numbering it, and then having a number in the book there that corresponds to it, so at least we know where it's going to be going. And there is going to have to be an extension made up from the chunk of wiring that's coming through there. As you can see, that's that wiring. I cut that, and I'm going to make I'm going to make a block connector for that and extend it so that it comes over here to where it joins into the fuse box. And there's another one, or joins into the column or wherever, yeah, the fuse box. And there's another one over there that runs along the channel as well. So that's going to have to be over here. So we just make an extension cable for that, and I just put a multi-plug on either side of it, and it should be okay. But yeah, it's just slow and painful because, as I say, you've got to double think everything just to mitigate the amount of ripping that has to be done. But look, whatever, it is what it is. And are we going to make mistakes? More than likely, but you know, nice and slowly, I suppose. And top tip here, mark absolutely fucking everything. At least you know where it goes in. I just can't get over how good the floor is in this thing, how good the shell is. It's just unbelievable. You know, it's really, really an amazing shell. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got lots of bits and pieces. So we'll start from the back and go back. This stuff in the boot, that was just like, you know, stuff that was ripped. So what I'm going to do is actually just put all that stuff away now and put it into storage for the time being, and at least we'll just keep the build as clean as possible. Okay, so wiring looms, every single thing on each loom is now labelled as to what it is, where it's going. If there's wires cut, they're all labelled, and we know exactly what we have. This is, what's this one? This is the, that's the, that one is the, that's the engine loom, that's the ABS loom, and this is the main loom that has all the lights and everything else on it. Actually quite a lot of stuff for an old car, to be honest with you. You'd be surprised when you start ripping how much wiring is actually in it. You wouldn't think there's that much in an older car, but there is. And here we are, just other bits and pieces, so put those away now. And what I'm going to do is roll the car into the garage. Just actually have a look at this radiator. Like it's Ford stamped. There's no way this is its first day radiator, but there's a Ford stamp on the side of it. But look at the fins on it. Not one of them is bent. It's absolutely bizarre. It's definitely been changed before, because somebody's cable tied this pipe to the bottom of it, and this pipe here is it's a bit sketchy looking. So we'll replace that and go from there. But yeah, let's have a look. There's a Ford stamp on. There's a Ford stamp on the radiator. So this was probably back in the day when you could just walk into your Ford garage or Ford dealer and just order it. There's an 02 stamp here, so I'm guessing that's 2002, and we know that that's when the car was last driving. So I'm sure the owner put a new radiator into it, and just before it went off the road. But all in all, what a car! What a car! I can tell you, it's a good few hours gone into it. That's not too bad, I guess, but it's just more annoying than anything else, like stripping it all off and all back like that, just to convert it over. But look, it is what it is. And finally, I pushed in the Cosworth into the garage. As you may have seen in some of the previous videos, I've been working outside, but you may have seen in the previous videos the Daimler 250 that was hanging around the place, and that has taken up the garage for the last number of months, as we were doing a bit of a restoration on that. So that took up some space. Anyway, that's done and dusted, finished and painted, and now the Cosworth is in. And there we have it. Just the engine and gearbox and exhaust to take out, and then we're good to start cutting. Well, we must get the other bulkhead first, which I will be doing. But as for today, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you appreciate the amount of suffering that is that wiring loom. Do you know what? When I look back at it, it wasn't that bad. Just a bit more... bit of an ordeal more than anything else. But look, it's just like anything. When you're doing something the first time, it probably seems worse than it is. We'll see. We won't be counting our chickens yet until such time as the car is back together and running with the steering wheel on the right hand side. Okay, so until next week, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up or a like. Feel free to get involved in the comment section. And as well, if you would like to keep up to date with any of the rest of the videos, please subscribe and hit the notification button. If anyone likes to get involved with any sponsorship or anything like that, or a product or service you would like to promote, by all means get in contact, and we will be delighted to help you out on that. Again, this week's video is in association with Cannonball Ireland. Cannonball Ireland is on in 2 weeks' time, so that's September the 15th, 16th and 17th, and it's starting off in Malahide Castle. Over 200 supercars. Is the largest supercar event in Ireland, in the Republic, and we're going to be on it. We're going to be representing the retro Cannonball, and I'm going to be driving a beautiful Lancia Delta Integrale, Monte Carlo edition. So we'll be filming that one as well, but we're looking forward to that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Chat to you all soon.